everybody, and welcome to May 1st. And it is middle grade May, and so I am going to I'm going to give you 3 books that I think that I'm going to start off with, and then we'll just see how the week goes. 2 of them I have already started, so I know that I think I'm going to at least finish those. But then I have added another one, and then we will just kind of, see how it goes. I'm not going to say that I'm going to read all these books because it never sticks. But anyway, so one of the books that I would like to read this week, I haven't started this one yet, and it's Spineless by Samantha San Miguel. It's one of my arcs that I have. This one comes out in June, and it's got such a pretty cover. I love the cover. And this one is it says it's a middle grade adventure that is like Hoot for the Gilded Age, and it has scientific discoveries and large fauna and creepy critters and everything, and it just looks like a lot of fun. And it's not real long, so I'm hoping I can get through it fairly quick. It's 247 pages. So there's this one, Spineless. I am already 10% into The Natural Genius of Ants by Betty Culley, I believe. It is an e-arc that I have, and this one comes out May 10th, so I was trying to get it done before it comes out. That is my goal, hopefully. And so far, I'm enjoying it just fine. I mean, not a lot has happened. It's only 10% into it. It's a middle grade contemporary. It is about Harvard. His dad made a mistake. He's a doctor, and because of the mistake, a baby died, and he's having a hard time forgetting and forgiving himself. And so he hasn't been a doctor for like 5 months now, and because of it affects the whole family. And Harvard has gotten very snarky and gotten a little bit of a smart mouth, and kind of speaks before he thinks of a lot of things, and just kind of says some things like about his dad and him being at home and all the kind of things. It just affects everybody. Well, his father thinks that they need some time away, so he wants to go back home to his hometown, and I forgot the hometown's name. But anyway, it's just like a small little town, and the mother can't go because she is a scientist and works with parasites, and she has to be there with what she's working on. So he wants to take his 2 kids and, kind of have a bonding time with his 2 sons. So they go there, and while they're there, Harvard just spouts out whenever somebody asks him a question about something he wants to do, and he says he wants to do something with ants. And so his dad's like, oh, that's a great idea. I used to have an ant farm whenever I was a kid, and so we'll do that. I'll go send off for some ants, and we'll make it an ant farm. And the ants, when they come, they're dead, and Harvard doesn't want his father to know that they're dead, and so him and a new friend that he makes, Nevaeh, they go and collect the ants from around the around the house and stuff, and put it in the ant farm and make up their own ant farm that's not technically the ants, because he didn't think his father needed any more death type stuff and everything. So I guess it's just going to be like a learning experience surrounding ants. So we'll see how that goes. And I'm also listening to Space Case by Stuart Gibbs. And this is the first book in the Moonbase Alpha series, I believe. Already gone rogue, see, because this one really wasn't on my TBR. Though I did say that if a Stuart Gibbs book came on my overdrive, I would read it. So this one had already came on my overdrive, and it was about to go back, and I kept pushing it off, but now I want to get it done because I want to get it done before it goes back on overdrive. So I decided to just pop it in here first, because it's a 6-hour audiobook. It won't take me very long, so I just figured I'd go ahead and do it. And it's a murder mystery on the moon, so it's kind of interesting. It definitely I think kids would like it, especially boys, because it is a boy that is the main character, and he talks about the going to the bathroom experiences while on the moon. So it was kind of funny. It made me chuckle. It did. And everything. So yeah, so far it's been cute. One of the scientists or whatever that's up there went out without his spacesuit being the way it's supposed to be or something like that, and he was killed, and everybody thinks that it was an accident, but Dashel, or aka Dash, thinks that he was murdered because he overheard a conversation he was having, and so he thinks that somebody killed him. But nobody believes him or doesn't want to believe that it happened, and so now he's going to have to investigate and figure out what happened. And so yeah. So those are the 3 that I have going right now, and I will pop back on here and give you an update on one that when I finish one, and then let you know maybe what I'm going to put in its place, and we'll just kind of do it like that and see how it goes. But you know how. Hello everybody, it is Monday, and I thought I would pop on here and talk about a book that I finished yesterday, and then one that I finished today. And I don't know if you can hear it, but it is raining a lot. We have some nasty storms that might be happening. Pretty much storms all day long, but I think some of the like super nasty ones might be later tonight. I'm not happy about that. I would rather have the storms that are going to be nasty happening during the day, because it's definitely a lot easier to see to run to our shelter outside than when it's dark. But it seems like the storms always have to happen like super late at night when you're half groggy and half asleep. So hopefully it's not going to do anything, but it might. But I'm prepared. So what I'm going to talk about now is Space Case by Stuart Gibbs. I finished it last night. It was an audiobook. It was a 6-hour audiobook. I listened at like 2 times speed because that's pretty much what I normally listen to. Most of my books, either 1.75 to 2. And that's a decent speed for me. I can still understand pretty much everything that's going on. And in this one, it is about Dashel, who his parents are scientists that has to do with like space and that kind of science and things. And there's the moon base Alpha station that's on the moon, and it's a place where it has potential for people to live there, and they're kind of like the first ones to go up there, but they need all the scientists and things. Needs them to be up there and everything. Well, they wanted kind of families, and so they kind of got a 2-for-1 because Dashel's parents, both of them, are scientists. So they, whenever they were going through the process of picking people out, they definitely picked them because, one, there's the 2 scientists, and there is the family because Dashel. And so now he is living on the moon, whether he wants to be or not. And you would think that living on the moon would be super fun, but he does not see it that way. It's not as fun as you might think because, I mean, you can't do anything. You're trapped inside a thing on the moon. And he's not allowed to, like, go venture out on his own and things like that. So, you know, there's only probably so much you can do in a moon station. And so, there is a scientist there who Dashel overhears talking on the phone when he was in the bathroom about something that he has discovered. And then that scientist ends up going out without his outfit hooked up right. And so he dies. And everybody's like, oh, it's such a tragic accident and all that stuff. But Dashel's like, I don't think it was an accident. He's like, I just don't think that he would have done that. He's super smart doctor, scientist guy. He would have hooked up his stuff. He wouldn't have just went out there. He definitely didn't think he was like the kind of commit like suicide or anything like that. So he thinks he's been murdered. And there are a group of new people arriving to the space station, and they call them Moonies. And one of them is a family that has a girl, and she overhears Dashiell talking about the potential murder, and she wants in on the action. She wants to help him try to figure it out. He has been told not to investigate, but of course he does it anyway. And so yeah, it was cute. It was fun to figure out who done it. I actually didn't figure out who done it. So it was really good kids mystery because I didn't figure it out. But I don't think it's not like a lot of the other mysteries where it's easy to solve. You just kind of like read it and figure out what happens at the end. But yeah, it was cute and I liked it. I would probably give it about 3.5 stars. Just a nice setup, learning about Dashiell and things. I do think that kids would like it. It had a lot of funny moments, especially Dashiell talking about the restroom aspects of going to the restroom on the moon and the things that you have to do and the protocols and all that stuff. It was kind of funny. And so yeah, it was fun. I can't wait to give the next one a try. And so I will be putting that one on hold soon if I can't get it right away. But in the meantime, I have plenty of other books to read. And so yesterday on the live on Sunday, Elizabeth was talking about this little kid's book that was a mystery book. And she said it was Nate the Great, so I looked it up, and I may have looked it up and read the first one. So this is Nate the Great by Marjorie Weinman Charmat, and it's illustrated by Mark Simont. And I mean, it's super cute. I don't know why I've never heard of this series before. Evidently, it's been around for like a really long time, and I've never heard of it. But it's like 80 pages, so super short. I thought it was cute. I mean, it's definitely on the like kids end of things, maybe even like children's book and not middle grade maybe, but I'm calling it middle grade. But it's about Nate, who thinks of himself as the world's greatest detective, and he likes to solve the mysteries, and his friend asked him if he could find her picture that she has misplaced. She can't find it. She painted a picture of her dog, so he goes to investigate that, and it was just fun. And yeah, that's pretty much all I can say about it. It was just fun. I would probably give it 3 stars. It was just a fun little kid's book, and I will probably be looking for the next one. And one of the reasons I decided to include these, if I could get them, is because I have to postpone my Encyclopedia Brown until they come in on Overdrive. Who would have thought that everybody in the world wants to read Encyclopedia Brown right now when I'm wanting to read it? I had them put on hold during the month of April, and I still have like a 2-week wait for the first 2 books. So I thought, well, I want to do the book a day in May, so I need to pick out some other small books that are middle grade that I can do. And Nate the Great seems like a really fun one to do. I'm hoping to get some more Erie Elementary books because I really like those. But I was going to go to the library today, but I postponed it because of the rain. I didn't want to I have a lot of library books to take back, and I just didn't want them to get wet and try to cover up the ones that I was going to get, so I just decided to postpone that until tomorrow. So I will go to the library tomorrow, and I'll just browse the kids section and see what I come up with. Just some short ones that I can do for a book a day. And so yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say. Hopefully the storms don't get real nasty and everything. And hello everybody, it's a Wednesday, and I thought I would come on here and talk because I have finished The Accused. It's Theodore Boone number 3 from John Grisham, and this one out of the 3 that I've read so far, probably had the most mystery involved. In the first book, there was a trial with a murder suspect, Pete Duffy. And there were some things that happened that Theodore Boone actually helped instigate that there was something, and something happened, and I can't say. But anyway, it's mentioned, Peter Duffy is mentioned in this one, we'll just say that. And, but meanwhile, while things are going with that character, Peter Duffy, something is happening with Theodore Boone. He is being accused of theft, and he knows he didn't do it, but he doesn't know who is setting him up or why. But somebody broke into an electronics store and stole a bunch of electronics, and they have put some in his locker and things like that, and they have set him up. The police think he does it. They're number one suspect, and so Theodore Boone has to figure out what is going on and who might be doing it. And so I really like this one. It's probably my favorite one so far. I give it 4 stars. I really like Theodore Boone. He's just an all-around good guy, and he knows a lot of legal stuff because his parents both are lawyers, and he really likes law. Although, in this one, law gives him a little bit of a bad taste in his mouth because he is being accused of all this, and he can't get the police to believe him or whatever. But yeah, so it was kind of a little bit of a different perspective of Theodore Boone, and I like that. And so there's that. Also, I went ahead and got the audiobooks for Nate the Great, and I listened to, or I had read the first Nate the Great, and then I decided, I might as well go ahead and get some of the other ones. And I ended up listening to the first volume of Nate the Great. I'm a little confused, though, because on the audiobook, it lists, it says volume 1, okay, and then I was almost about halfway through the audiobook, and it changed after that. I went to volume 2, and I'm like, okay, I'm a little confused because it just says volume 1, but I guess there's going to be 2 volumes, but I've only listened to the first. And then when I went on Goodreads, the list of like the first 5, they're not the same books or titles, and so I'm confused as the ones that was on the audiobook. So I don't know if now I'm listening to them in some kind of different order because they put them in a different order on the audiobooks, or if Goodreads has them in the wrong order. I don't know. But anyway, I listened to some. So I had already done Nate the Great, so I skipped that one. And then I listened to, see if I can remember the titles. Nate the Great Goes Undercover. There was Nate the Great and the Halloween Hunt, I think. And Nate the Great and the Monster Mess. And I seem to think that there was another one, but I can't remember. But anyway, I will try to see if I can stick the volume up here so you can see it. But yeah, they're just really cute. They're really short, really quick. They're like 80-page books. And the audiobook with the 2 volumes on it, because apparently it's got the 2 volumes on it, is only like, sorry about that. I accidentally kicked the camera. It's only like 2 hours or a little over 2 hours. So yeah, so super quick. And just kind of fun little mysteries. And so I did that. And I am starting The Pinderwicks by Jenny Birdsall. I read the first, or listened to the first chapter. I do have the audiobook. I went and picked this up from the library so I could follow along. So first impressions of this book, the girls seemed like they might be a handful. They are it's them and their father, and they are going to this place for the summer. I can't remember what it's called. The Arundel Cottage. Yeah. And so I guess adventures will ensue, and I can kind of see how they could probably make their own adventure because them in the car ride over there, they seemed like they'd be kind of a handful. So kind of interesting. But yeah, there's that. And so I'm still working on The Natural Genius of Ants by, I think it's Betty Coley. Yeah, Betty Coley. And so far it's not bad. I am, like, I think 21% into it. I'm on chapter 8. I think that's 21%. It's 21%. And, you know, not a lot has happened so far, but I'm hoping that, you know, some interesting things are going to happen later. But, you know, it's a contemporary, so they're definitely different than the middle grade books that I like to read. But I do try to throw in some contemporaries now and then. And so, yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say for now. It's this thundering. I'm tired of the rain. There's a storm a brewing, and I'm ready for some sunshine. Hello everybody, it is Saturday evening and I have decided that I probably am not going to finish anything else. I don't know, I haven't really done book a day in May, even though I think I can still probably read enough for this month to have a book a day in May, but like actually reading a book a day in May, it's not exactly happening. But I do have a lot of books on the go that is kind of how it happens for me. I don't know why. I feel like, what is it? Dory from, that Disney movie. Little Nemo. That's it. Okay, yeah, Little Nemo. You know, I get distracted by other shiny books and stuff. And I don't read the ones that I'm supposed to be reading. And stuff. So, you know, that's just how I am. So, I thought I would just go ahead and close out this vlog and just kind of recap real quick what I did read. And that way I will have a clean slate. And I will let you know in the next vlog all of the books that I have started so that you can see where my mind is and my mood is going. And why I didn't finish very much. Okay, so I did finish The Accused, which is the third book in the Theodore Boone series by John Grisham. I really liked it. I thought this one had a really good mystery aspect to it, opposed to the other two that I've read. And I gave this one 3.5, 4 stars, somewhere around there. I don't even remember what I gave it. And then I listened to the first volume of Nate the Great, which was, I believe, 4 books in that. I don't remember all the names, but I know the first one was Nate the Great, and they're like about 80 pages a piece, and they're like super quick and super cute, and so I finished those. And, and I finished Space Case by Stuart Gibbs. It was the audiobook that I had, and it was a lot of fun. And, I gave Nate the Great, like, the volume, like, 3 stars, 3.5 stars. It was just a really cute, kind of quick thing to read. And then I gave Space Case about 3.5, I think, stars, somewhere around there. It was kind of a fun start to a series. It may be a trilogy, because I've only seen that there's 3 books out, and I think the last book came out in 2018-19. So I don't know if that was just a trilogy, or he just hasn't got back to that, because he has a lot of series going, so I don't know if that one didn't go anywhere, or he just hasn't got back to that one. But so far, it only has 3. And so, yeah, that's pretty much all the books that I finished for the first 7 days, so not quite as much as I was hoping to get done for middle grade May, but that's okay. And I keep forgetting to mention, but I have my Discord listed below. So if you are participating in middle grade May and you would like to talk about the books that you're reading or what you have on your TBR, get any kind, ask for recommendations, things like that, you can join my Discord. I do have a section in my Discord for middle grade May, and so you can come and talk to all of us that are reading middle grade books for this month. Yeah, I didn't get this one done, The Natural Genius of Ants by Betty Coley. It's okay, but I'm going to have to roll it over. It's not grabbing me quite as much as I would hope. And so, yeah, I don't know. So, yeah, I'm about 32% into it, so it's not too bad. It's just not really grabbing me. It's not really kind of what I want to read right now. I don't read a lot of middle grade contemporary, but I do like it. It's just I would much rather read my adventure books. So that's kind of what's happening. But anyway, yeah. So even though it wasn't a lot of books read, I do have a lot of books on the go. So you will see that in my next reading vlog, all the books that I am in the middle of. And eventually I will catch up and I will have all these books read and it'll be like one right after another. That's just kind of how I roll. I'm really surprised that I have so many middle grade going and not anything else, but yeah, so far it's working for me. And I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. And I will see you all in the next video. Bye.